Hey there. I'm going to expand upon my last tutorial, which was the descriptive adjectives, but I wanted to zoom in a little bit more on descriptive adjectives that are emotions. So let's take a look here and just a brief recap. If you don't know how to do descriptive adjectives, go ahead and take a look at the previous video, which will be a little bit more in depth. This is going to pinpoint descriptive adjectives that are adjectives of emotion and condition. So again, to review from the previous one, adjectives describe nouns, so people, places, and things. So emotions are things, right? And conditions are things, so we're describing those with adjectives. We talked about he is a tall boy, she is a blonde girl, and so on. And one of the rules that we found out was that adjectives have to match in gender and number. And what does that mean? This means that they are either male or female, or they're singular or plural. This should bring to mind something that we've already learned in Spanish. With adjectives, the same rules apply with nouns, adjectives, and articles. And those articles are indefinite and definite. All of these will follow the same rules as above. They all match in gender and in numbers. So you can group those together to kind of keep them organized in your head. If we have a girl that we're talking about, la chica es rubia, for example. Let's break this apart. Here's my article, female singular. Here's my noun, female singular. Here's my adjective, female singular. What if it's el chico es rubio? Again, my article is masculine singular, my noun is masculine singular, my adjective is masculine singular. How about las chicas? Can you fill in the rest of the sentence and change it from the single? Son, our verb has to change, rubias. Okay, again, plural female, plural female, plural female. And I bet you can guess the last one. Could you do it with plural masculine? We'll write it up here. Your answer should be this, plural masculine, plural masculine, plural masculine. So again, nouns, articles, and adjectives all are going to follow this rule about matching in number and gender. So going on to our adjectives of emotion, let's take a look over here to the left side. There's a list of our adjectives. If you're in my class, you have access to this list. This is from open educational resources online. And oftentimes you'll see O/A. So for example, it says cansado, cansada. This means that the adjective is cansado, and if you're going to describe a girl, it's going to have to change to cansada. So let me give you an example. El chico está. Notice I'm going to use estar with our conditions and emotions, está, and that's in my video, the estar versus ser, if you want to review that. El chico está cansado. Can you change this? My article is masculine singular, my noun is masculine singular, my adjective is masculine singular. Can you change this to la chica? And can you change it for los chicos? And can you change it for las chicas? Let's see what answers you can come up with. Don't forget to change your verb to also be plural. Go ahead and pause the video, come back when you're done. Cansada. Los chicos están cansados. Now, that doesn't mean that it's all guys in that group. It means that there's at least one male in that group. It could be all girls and one guy, and it would go to the masculine form. It doesn't necessarily mean it's only men in that group. Están cansadas. Of course, you don't emphasize it when you say it like that. I'm just doing that for your benefit. Okay, and you can see the noun, the article, the adjectives all match in gender and number. All right, but what about the ones that don't have an O/A? For example, alegre. What does that mean? It means happy. Okay, and I think there was another one on this list. Let me look real quick. Another one and the Z, it ends with the Z. Triste ends with an E. So let's look at those three. Alegre, triste. Do you have any others that just end with an E that they gave us? All right, so what happens if it ends with an E? It just means that the gender is the same for both of them. Whether it's a girl or a guy, it's going to stay the same. La chica, let's go back to writing. La chica está, we're using a star with conditions. Oops, not estás. Está alegre. The girl is happy. Okay, and the conditions and emotions, we use a star, right? We're not talking about inherent characteristics. If we were talking about inherent characteristics, like she's a happy person, then we would change to Sarah. But here we're saying she is feeling happy. Okay, her emotion is happy right now. El chico, what would you put? Está, is alegre going to change to alegro? No, I almost wrote it. Alegre. It stays the same. Okay, however, if we're doing plural, is it going to change gender? No, but it is going to change for number. Oops, están alegres. Los chicos. What would you put? Pause the video, come back. Alegres. Okay, so we can see if it ends with an E, it's the same for male or female, but it does change in number, not for gender. How about this feliz word, happy? Okay, well, you may remember when we learned about nouns, that nouns drop the Z and they add a CES to become plural. The same rule is going to apply here with as alegre, that it's not going to change for gender, but it is going to change for number. So could you fill in the sentence here? Está feliz. Está feliz. Están felices. I totally did not spell that right. Felices. I got a little zealous on the felices. All right, same. So we're going to change it for number, but not for gender. Drop the Z, add CES. We learned that when we were talking about single nouns changed to plural nouns that ended with a Z. Let me just scroll through our list and see, do we have any others? Most of the adjectives are O/A. Okay, so you get the idea. What's a really good website that I would recommend to practice these? I absolutely love Quizlet.com. Let's see, I thought I had pulled this up. If you go to Quizlet.com, sorry, it's not pulled up. I must have closed that tab. This is a free site. You can set up an account for free, and you can create your own flashcards if you want to memorize these words, but you don't have to. You could simply go to the search bar and you can type in emotion adjectives. Specify Spanish, probably. That's a good idea. Let's see what we come up with. Maybe you just type in adjective Spanish. Okay, and I like to look for the ones that have teacher on them. You can do with students, but I can't guarantee that there won't be errors. And in fact, I can't even promise you that there won't be errors with the teacher flashcards, but you get the idea. It is probably a better idea to create your own. Creating those is part of the learning process. However, if you're in a crunch time, go ahead and use somebody else's flashcards that are set. And I really like this website. They're in Spanish to English, and they have all sorts of different quizzes and little games to help you learn. This is just straight up flashcards. We just flip it. Oops. Let's go back. Aburrido, and I quiz myself. I tap on it. The other side says bored. Tap on it again. It goes back to the Spanish side. Click on the arrow to go to the next one. Agitado. Some of these have audio. So if you click on the audio button, it will say those and you won't be able to hear it in my recording. Avergonzada, and so on. And you would click on it, it would say it, you can repeat it. It takes the average person, I read one time, about 7 times to see, hear, read. Let's see, read, hear, say, or hear. Did I say all those? A word. 7 times before they commit it to memory. So saying it and seeing it at the same time is going to help you to memorize those faster. That's why I said even writing them out, creating the flashcards, will also help. Let me just show you real quick some of the other options. So here's a little mini quiz. Choose matching terms. Bored. Okay, aburrido. And then it goes to the next one. Let's say sad. Oh, that's what, you're still learning. Okay. And then it just gives me embarrassed, avergonzada. Okay, and so on. That's under learn. There's also under test. And you don't need to upgrade. I wouldn't pay for anything. This is plenty of practice right here. Is this jealous mean muerto? No, false, and so on. Stressed, deprimido, and it'll tell you your grade, your score all at the end. You can redo it and it will use other words. This is only 2 out of 20 on this test. It will use other words and randomize them, so it's never the same test twice. You can do a game called Match. You can even do this live online, I'm pretty sure. I think we did that one time in class. So you're just dragging and dropping. If it's wrong, it slides it off of it. Okay, so enamorado. Let's do enamorado because we're in love today on Valentine's Day. We're recording this and it's correct and it disappears off my list, right? And so on. It's going to time you and so on. So I just think this is a really good website for practicing vocabulary, probably in lots of different classes. You could use the psychology class. You get the idea. You could use it in history, English class, anytime where you're memorizing vocabulary, biology class. So I do highly recommend that free website, and using this with your adjective words is a really great idea there. Okay, I hope this video helped you, and let me know if you have any questions.